All right. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Super excited to share a few things with you today. It's been a minute since I've been able to get doing one of these lives. Really happy to be able to be here today and let you all know what's going on out here. It's been a really good fall. It's been actually spectacular. I don't know if there's another way to describe it. Nothing short of spectacular out here at Cycle Ranch. Um, had so many equipment upgrades. Um, some of them voluntarily, and some of them forced upon us. But that stuff's always making the track and the facility better. The team is just gelling like an amazing way. Our phones have been ringing off the hook. So if we have not gotten back to you, we will. I promise you, we will. Literally, it's like the phone is ringing at 6 a.m. and still at midnight. So we are trying to get to everybody and take care of everybody as quickly as possible. You can always DM us on your favorite social media platform, or you can just give us a call. You can also text our main number, well, the 323 number, 323 484 6686. You can text us on that. We will get back to you. But I wanted to get you guys updated because there's been a lot of action here. There's been a lot of questions, and I feel like the month is moving by so quickly, and coming into this USA MX Championships it's just been happening really fast, and in a good way. But like every single day, we got something going out here. We're doing training. Today we had Polaris out here doing demo days for their dealers. Our UTV stuff starting to pick up quite a bit, so we've had a lot of people out here for that. You guys will hear more about that in the coming weeks. You were gearing up for the USA MX Championships. That is just going gangbusters. So that's mostly what I'm going to talk about today. We had the mud run. It's just been wild out here. We had the Raptor event. This month has been just really all hands on deck, going as quick as we can, doing as much as we can to take care of all of you, our beloved riders and fans and family community, whatever you want to call yourself. We are just pumped to have you guys involved. So the first thing I want to just cover for USA Championships, let me just tell you actually what my agenda is here. I'm going to talk a little about the camping situation out here, the racing schedule for the weekend. We got some changes to that. We got some track changes that we're working on. So I want to go over all that stuff with you all. We got some special awards. We got some really cool. I thought the awards we did last year, which were this was the template for it. I thought these were good, but this year it's even better. I think they're better. So I'm going to show you some of the stuff that we have. We don't have everything here yet. So I want to share that stuff with you all. Also talk to you about some of the sponsors that are supporting us for the USA Championships, so you can know what to expect in terms of prizes. We got a flurry of them. We'll get to that. We just have a lot on that stuff. Talk to you a little about the Thunder versus Lightning class that we have, which is a brand new class, which I'm pretty pumped about. And then some housekeeping things just to make sure you get out here and you're prepared and all of that stuff. So if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll try to move back and forth between different platforms because right now I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So as long as I see your stuff come through, I will absolutely, answer your questions. So feel free to drop them in. But first, I'm going to go through the topics I just mentioned because I probably will answer your questions during that. So if you know anybody that rides out here that might be racing or might be coming in the next 3 weeks, just do me a favor and just share this video so that they get to see it and they get their questions answered here. And we can tell as many of you as possible in one place. And you guys can influence what we do because you guys get to say, like, we do this for you. We don't do, I guess I kind of do it for me too. I like riding here. We all like riding here. So we do it for us to a degree, but really this place is about you and your family and your friends and you coming out here. So we can make changes where we can make changes. And if we can't make changes this year, we'll be able to make it to the upcoming events. So, because we're only 2 weeks out to racing, right? So, or practice. So if we can't make the change for this year, we'll be considering it for next year. But we still can make some changes. So if you have an idea or a thought around this event, drop it in the comments. We take that stuff seriously. We don't take any of this stuff lightly. We do this really for you guys. So that all being said, let me jump in and share with you, as far as camping out here right now, all the RV spots, the spots with electric and hookup are sold out. All right. So they sold out this morning. We do have a wait list. The link is in the description for the wait list. If you're on Instagram, there's not a description for the video, so we don't have it in there, but you'll see it in our stories. Or you can DM us and we'll get you that link to get on the wait list, and it will be first come, first serve, and it'll be first respond when we open up that wait list if there is a cancellation, which does happen on occasion. But at this point, it looks like we are completely full. So you can use that wait list to sign up for camping for the weekend of the USAMX Championships. So if you're thinking about camping and you want an RV spot, get on there right now. We do have plenty of dry camping, right? So you can come run your generator, park wherever you see fit, get set up. But the RV hookups are at this point sold out. Cabins, we have one studio cabin left. That's it. So if you are looking to stay with us for the weekend, there is one studio cabin still available that you can book on our website. I think it's $100 a night. So it's actually really nice, like beautiful inside, nice mini split. It's got a queen size bed and two bunk beds, or one bunk bed, so two beds of a bunk bed, I guess. 1,500 count Egyptian cotton sheets. Like, my wife wants you guys to be comfortable, and so do I. But Emily went and picked out all the bedding and all that stuff. They don't have bathrooms though, so you will have to use the bathroom here in the park, the shared bathrooms and showers, which we are continuously improving. If you haven't been here in a minute, you'll notice that when you get here, we're going to be working on them all week next week to make them even nicer. But they are better than ever. And we will continue to make them better than ever. So we'll see how far we can get next week with it, but we are actively improving them even more than they already have been. So, that'll be set for you if you stay in the studio, or if you're dry camping, or if you stay in a tent or whatever. So that is for lodging at Cycle Ranch. RV parks or RV spots are completely booked. The wait list is there on Facebook and YouTube in the description. The link to get on there, and Instagram, just check our stories. Dry camping, we have plenty of it. One studio left. So that is the lodging situation here. So good stuff. Excited to have it sold out so early. So let's get on to the schedule and actually what's going to happen throughout the weekend, right? Or 2 weekends, because it's a long holiday. So this year, we had a lot of requests to do training the week before, because we are making track changes. People want to be prepared for this event. So starting Saturday, the 23rd, it's definitely Saturday. I'm 99% sure that's the 23rd. It's 23rd, I think. We'll be doing training for 5 days. So it will be Saturday till Wednesday. We have training with Manny and Corey, group setting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be strenuous. It's going to be work. It's going to be play. It's going to be working on mindset, working on corners, working on jumping, flow, getting smooth. But most of all, getting that comfort level where it needs to be. So when race day comes, you can go out there and feel confident and comfortable on the bike, thus reducing the chances of injury and actually increasing the possibility of a win and a smooth ride for your race. So that's what we focus on, really, is the technique that builds comfort. If you've watched me ride over the last 2 months, you'll notice that for me, it's like I'm feet on the pegs 90% of the time, standing up a lot more, a lot cleaner, a lot smoother, a lot fewer crashes. And my lap times are progressively dropping, but using a lot less energy. And that's the format that we are following. And it seems to be working. We have groups out here all the time. If you want to see what it looks like, there's a couple videos on YouTube, clips of GoPro, and also clips of the training sessions and the groups that we have out here. So that training camp will start next Saturday, not tomorrow, but the 23rd of November. There's spots open on it. It's going to be a group setting. Be a lot of fun. DM us if you have any questions. You could do the whole thing, or you can drop in for any one of the days. Like, it's however, slice it the best for you. Doing the group thing allows us to lower the costs quite a bit. And of course, there's private training. So you're welcome to book private as well. You can book that online. We just won't have trainers available during the time we're doing those group trainings. So that's happening, the training camp, from Saturday to Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we will have our annual Thanksgiving dinner. Now, last year we had 50-ish people sign up for it, and then we had over 100 people show up. And fortunately, everybody stayed true to potluck, and it went really smooth. And we actually ended up having leftovers, and it was just great, a great dinner. This year, it looks like we're going to be doubling those numbers. So there's also a link. If you're coming for Thanksgiving dinner, please, 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 pretty please, do us a favor and sign up for that. Let us know that you are coming and how many people are coming in your party. And if you're bringing something for potluck, let us know so we can plan accordingly. We will be slaughtering some sheep. We will probably slaughter some hens. We will be providing some turkeys. If anybody wants to help with any of that stuff, we definitely could use your help. It's a very, very challenging day for us because we're trying to do Thanksgiving and also serve everybody. But the whole team here is working their tails off to make this event amazing for you. So doing the dinner it's nice when we get to sit down and eat with you a little bit. So any part you want to be playing with that, just fill out the form, put any note in there. Let us know how people are coming, and let us know if you want to be involved in what we are doing. So that's Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving Day, that Thursday. We'll also open up Thanksgiving night after dinner. We're going to open up the night track so you guys can get some time on that. Okay, so you'll be able to ride the night track after Thanksgiving dinner. Friday will be all eyes, all hands, all bikes on the national track. We will actually have the vet track and the kids track, and the night track will be open. That's the plan right now. As long as weather and everything cooperates, we'll have plenty of places for you to ride because we will be breaking it up into organized practice for Friday so that everybody's out on the track. It's safe for everybody. There's time set to everything. It's all posted on Instagram, posted on our website, posted on Facebook. So if you have any questions about the specifics of start times and all of that stuff, when your class goes, any of those details, just go on our website and you can search USA MX Championships and it will bring you to the page for both race registration or for ticketing. And you can see the details on that, or you can look on our Instagram or Facebook. It's been posted like several times, like maybe a dozen times already, and it will continue to do so. So that will happen on Friday. Then racing is going to happen all weekend, and we've actually moved. Last year we did day one. Day one was youth, and day two was amateurs and pros. And we decided after last year and some feedback from all of you that doing a 2-day format would actually be better for everybody. And aside from the people of you that asked if we could do that, I think the main reason, which was because we were on the fence, we liked the program, it all went smooth, and we had a great time, and everybody that came had a great time. There was nobody like, if you don't do this, we're not coming back, right? There was no complaints, but they were like, I think it'd be better. And the main thing that allowed us to make it better is we are going to be able to save some time, or create some time. Actually, we don't really save any time, but we end up creating time by being able to put this across 2 days. And by doing that, creating that time, we can actually lengthen the track, right? So we're going to actually have some additional area brought into the track. It's not giant, but it might add For the fast guys, probably 3 to 5 seconds, and for the I don't want to say slow because not anybody's racing this is slow per se, but the youth classes or the slower classes, I would say up to like 5 to 7 seconds, right? So we'll see how it all shakes out. We're actively prepping things so we can add that section of the track in. There's 2 changes we might make, one for sure. But the second section, we've gotten so many positive feedbacks the way we change what we currently have that I don't necessarily want to take it out. So there'll definitely one pretty major change that adds that time. So give you guys a little more track time. And then on Saturday, if we see that we're able to get through the schedule really clean and there's still daylight and everything's running smooth, then on Sunday, we might be able to add some laps for you all. But first, we're going to go with adding distance on the track, giving you a little bit longer lap time. So you're out there for, a few more minutes overall for a race. That's the idea here. So give you guys more. And that's why it's going to be the 2-day format. Now the pros, all you pros, that's 450 Pro Sport, 250 Pro, 250A, I guess you call it, and the Women's Cup. Those three classes are going to be on Sunday only. So you guys will be on Sunday only. You don't have to be here for both days. Sunday only for the 3 pro classes that we have. So we'll work you in the schedule there. The sooner you guys pre-enter, the sooner we can make our schedule. So if you haven't pre-entered for this race, please, this is for all of you, pre-enter. It also saves you some money by pre-entering. So get that pre-entry in. It's been open. You have entries that have come in for 4 weeks now, so almost a month so far. So I haven't counted up the total number of entries, but it's definitely looking like we're going to be bigger than last year, right? So we'll see what happens. You never know. But it looks to be more promising than it was last year. And last year was an amazing event. It was great. And if we had the same number of entries as last year, we'll all be completely ecstatic. If all the same people come, we'll be even more ecstatic because we had a good time with you all. We really did. Like that Monday after it was all done, be able to sit back with Emily and my son and be like, wow, that was a crazy 9-day stretch. Was really rewarding and really gratifying because the people that came out were just people that we actually want to hang out with and had a really good time. And everybody was in the vibe. So speaking of vibe, I got some things to talk about vibe. Before I get really into it, let's raise the vibe right now. And I'm going to give you guys first heard here. Please share this. Please share this with all the pro riders. We have a pro purse right now of $5,000, but because you guys have been so actively calling us, supporting us, sharing us, and really helping this community grow, we're going to sweeten that. So we're going to actually add another $2,500 to the pro purse. We're on Fund My Race if anybody wants to donate and raise it even more. But we're gonna pull $2,500 out of our coffers and put it towards the pros in this, so that each of the pro class have a $2,500 pro purse, which is kind of the limit that the AMA, or not necessarily the AMA, maybe it's the Daytona Motorsports Group, wants to see for a pro purse. Is nothing more than $2,500 on a pro-am, and that's what I've been told. So we're going to make it $2,500 across the 3 classes. Well, $2,500 per class. So across the 3 classes, $7,500 pro purse. So for you pros, we are upping the ante, right? Upping the stakes. So I hope that you all come out and try to get your line share. I think that's we pay out per moto, but if you win both motos, it's $750 per class, which is not bad payday for a weekend of racing dirt bikes. We are also adding in for you, well, it could be pros, It could be amateurs, or it could just be somebody that's here. We're adding in a brand new award. This is called, we call this the High Vibe Award, right? And this award is for somebody that's bringing the energy to the event. Somebody that's just, I don't know if they're a cheerleader. I don't know if they just have so much style on the track. This is going to be like a riders, viewers, fans choice award, because you guys are all going to vote and drop off your vote for the High Vibe Award in the cafe. So we'll have a little box there where you can write somebody's name on it, and whoever gets the most votes is going to get the High Vibe Award. Now, it's not completely done yet, but I have the first portion of it. There's a little bit of stuff being added to it, but I'll just give you guys a little glimpse of what we're giving away for a High Vibe Award, and it is a plasma ball, right? Like a real working plasma ball. There's some different settings on here where it like is voice activated or sound activated. I think there's some different colors you can set on it, but you know, it's one of these things. I think can make your hair go out like this. Does it? There's a setting to do that for sure, but this is going to be the High Vibe Award. We're waiting for the rest of the tower for it and the plate. But this is the High Vibe Award. You guys, one lucky person is going to go home and remember this weekend forever as they brought the energy. So that could be you, Carlos Storms. I see you commenting here. So good to be you, Carlos Canis. I know you're going to be out here taking some video. So that's going to be something that we're doing here. I'm also working with Verb right now on a special award. I don't know if it's going to be for most points or hard charger or most passes. We're figuring out which one we want to do with that. And you get special love because Verb is sponsoring and supporting this event. They're going to be out here covering media, all of that stuff. The other special award that we're going to have is we're actually doing a team element to this. Okay, so you can invite up to, let me make sure I look at this before I start spouting stuff off and have to fix it if I don't remember exactly how this works, because I'm going to post this. All right, so it's going to be up to 6 riders on your team. So you can have the 6 riders on your team, but we're only going to count the top 4 towards points. And the most total points wins. And now if there's a tie at the end with those 4 riders, then we'll include the 5th rider, right? So that's the idea with that. And for the team element of it, we're going to give away a giant, I think it's 5.5 foot tall trophy. So I'm waiting for it to come. And this is kind of in remembrance of, there was a time when the Thanksgiving race here was so big that every class, I think there was only 20 classes, not 40 back then, but every class had these 5-foot trophies. One of them is actually right behind me. So I'm going to show it to you guys. This guy right here, this is in 2008. This is pre-me being here, right? So this is actually the 3rd place trophy in 2008. So it's about the same size as this guy, maybe a little bit bigger than this guy. But it's the biggest one they could find us, the trophy people that we're working with. And we wanted to get that back into the mix. And as this event grows, maybe we can be giving out more big ones, but we have some really special, really, really cool awards for first place, really unique. I think you guys are going to be very pumped to see what we got. And as soon as I get them here, we'll set them up for you. But I didn't want to wait any longer to have this conversation about everything else. So the top 3 awards are like just bad to the bone for this event. So let me get back to my notes for this agenda and make sure that I don't miss anything before I move on. If you have questions right now, is a great time to be popping them in. So more on awards. We got the Thunder and versus Lightning class. So that Thunder versus Lightning class is class for those of you with Starks or other similar type of electric motocross style bikes to race, and combustion bikes are also allowed in that class. Stark is actually putting up $1,500. So you could be 125 or bigger, come race against the Starks. And the $1,500 is going to be in contingency to Stark Varg or Stark Futures, I guess is the name of that company. So you'll be able to get $1,500 worth of items from them. So pretty pumped about that. We have one out here. If anybody wants to demo it or try it before the event, come on out. We get you on it so you can see what it's all about. I've been riding it. It's fun. It's actually a lot of fun. It's not the same. It's not the same as the combustion engine, obviously, right? It's got some advantages and it's got a few disadvantages, and some things about it I love, and then there's a handful of things I'm like, meh, take it or leave it. But everybody that gets on it is like, this is so much fun. Actually, usually they're like, it's insane. That's insane. How much horsepower? You only had a 50 horsepower. It's got so much torque. It feels so fast, right? So, and the thing goes up to 80 horsepower. So it's a pretty cool addition to the world of motocross. I don't think it changes anytime soon from combustion to electric, but it's a really cool starting place, and it's a fun bike to ride. It helps with like roll speed in the corners and a lot of things because you don't have a clutch or gears. A lot less maintenance, a lot of cool things about it. And then, there's some things that, probably my biggest complaint is the stock grips, but that's an easy one. But that's a Thunder and Lightning class, so we should see gas and electric bikes on there. The AMA, like talking to them about creating this event, was a little bit of a challenge. So it'll be really cool to see how it turns out, because this is going to be a staple for us as long as things go all smooth and you guys have a good time with it. And it's kind of paving the way for something we can do in the future, because right now the AMA is not allowing the electric bike in all of their amateur and pro events, aside from they're doing something in arena cross, but I think it might be a completely separate class in arena cross. So I think it'd be cool to have them together. And we'll see what happens when you guys line up here on the 30th and the 30th of November, 1st of December, next weekend, or not next weekend, weekend after next weekend. So not only is Stark throwing out contingency, but let me talk about a little bit of sponsors, a little bit of contingency that we have for the racers, a little bit of raffle stuff, and there's more stuff coming in. So I got a spreadsheet here because it's like way too much for me to memorize. But I don't have values for everything yet because I'm still waiting to hear back from everybody that's giving us stuff of what exactly they're giving. But they're like, I'm going to hook you up. Don't worry. And last year they sure did. The spreadsheet's already over $30,000 in value. My guess is it's probably going to be between $40,000 and $45,000. And if you are in the industry and you want to become part of this event and be mentioned on these broadcasts, put on our flyers, put on display out here on banners, mention over the mic, then get in touch with us. We'd love to have you support this event, and we'll figure out what way is best. And really, you're supporting the riders. So it's not any of this stuff going to Cycle Ranch or me or our team at Cycle Ranch, but it's actually all for the riders. So here's some of the people that are supporting this event. No Toil, they supported us at Tex-Mex and the previous. They sent out cases of chain lube. They sent out air filter, cleaner and oil, and grease packets and all kinds of stuff to give away last time. I imagine it'll be similar. New this year is Mended. So as you probably know, if you ride out here, we have Mended gear for sale in the cafe. I'm using it. I really like it. Malcolm, the man who started this, he's been in this industry for a long time, started with No Fear and created Ethica, and now is doing mended with his underwear, hats, shirts, and his riding gear, which is designed, I think, by David Bailey. So that's super cool. Not David Bailey, his brother. So it's cool to have somebody from the industry, on the design of it and stuff like that. It's really great stuff. Also, Onium goggles. So they gave us a bunch of goggles last year, cases, all kinds of things. Again, another product that I've been using. I try to stay in relationship with the people that I've used their product. I believe in their product and work that way versus just try to get a bunch of stuff. So you'll hear me say this a lot of times, that, I use that too, right? Because if I believe in a product, that's who I'm going to contact. That's who I'm going to contact first. And if I didn't contact you, it's not because I don't believe in your product. Maybe I just don't even know about it. I haven't tested it. So if you've got something for these people, I'd love, to try stuff out or get something for our riders to give away at these events. So Onium will be giving us a nice package. I'm not sure 100% what they're going to be giving us this time around, but there will be something. Fly, just like last year, they're going to give us one of their Formula CC helmets. I myself use their Formula S helmet. It's a carbon fiber helmet. Now they have all kinds of designs for it. It's a really, really great product. I think the Formula CC is basically the same thing. It's just not carbon fiber. So it's like, it weighs maybe a pound more, which is not much. But we have them here in the cafe. If you want to see them, try them on or whatever, come check this place out next time you're out here. H. Herbies, they're sending us a bunch of stuff. I think we already got some gift cards from them. I have not opened the box, but I think they're going to be sending out some more stuff as well. Motorsport already sent us a bunch of gift cards as well. Some really big ones. I think like $250 ones, maybe $500 ones. I have to look and see what we have. I wasn't planning on doing this live tonight, but I've been planning on doing it. It's been on my list, and I've just been grinding, getting this stuff organized and together for you all. So they got those for different classes. We have that all laid out. We'll put that for you out here, social media, very shortly, what those are, plus the $20 gift certificates for anybody that comes on through, like we did last year. Super successful. I believe TJ's and Alamo Cycleplex or Family Power Sports, both of them are sending out some gift cards as well. So that's cool to have the local dealerships here involved. They're all just really great people, and I feel really blessed. Hopefully Brian from TJ's comes out and races with us. He raced the Best of Texas series, so I got to race against him, and it was a lot of fun. So and Almo's got a new sales manager over there, so we'll find out exactly what we're going to have from them, but it looks like they'll be, of course, on board as usual. Iron Supply. Talked to Jason, the owner at Iron Supply, the other day. He's putting together a package for us. Last year, just so you know, last year he's the one that they gave away a Piranha. They gave away a Moto 10. They gave away a bunch of $20 gift certificates. They gave away T-shirts, hats, koozies. Like they sent such an awesome package to us, and it was just very well received by everybody. So it was a lot of fun to be able to give that all out to you guys. So I think we'll probably see something similar this year, maybe even a little bit more. We'll find out. We'll see what happens. Maybe there'll be a new Triumph 450 to raffle off. Jason, what do you think? That might be a stretch, but 1 year we'll have something like that, hopefully. VP Fuels, they're sending over, I'm just remembering, 8 jugs of fuel as well. 8 5-gallon pails of fuel, like variety C50, C12, T4, U44. I think 2 of each of those. Also, I think 8 5-gallon jugs plus the nozzles for those, and then some power spouts for the VP Fuel jugs. And if you're buying the the can 5-gallon, so VP at a time. If you haven't used one of these power spouts, like you gotta try one out. They're like, it's a game changer. It makes the whole process so much easier. Rhino Power also sending out a bunch of packets and stuff for us to be able to give out to you guys. Hopefully we'll set up on the line to be able to give it to you, so you'll be able to get some electrolytes in you before you even race. Orion. So Orion actually sent us a 16-inch e-bike. So that's $1,000 e-bike that will be raffling off on Saturday night, which is part of the Saturday night schedule. We'll do awards for Motomania and do a bunch of raffling off of a lot of these goodies. Lectron, in great form as usual, sending us 4 carburetors to raffle off. So those are like $850 a pop. So it's pretty cool of them to be handing those things on out. It's they really support this sport, the 2-strokes really well. Great company. I got one on my 144. It was I didn't even want to change it because my jetting was like spot on, and then we got the Electron dialed in, and it gave me just a little bit more that I wasn't going to be able to get without spending hours in jetting. It was really cool to see the difference it made, and that little bit on a 144 is like a lot. So big thanks to them. We're going to be giving out some training because, as you know, we have training out here at Cycle Ranch. So we'll give out some training for you guys to be able to get even better at what we're doing. Moto Option sending us a box of goodies to give out to y'all. KTM, if you're riding a KTM, $12,000 in contingency for this event. I think it's a little more than $12,000, but I just did quick math. As I mentioned earlier, Stark is got $1,500 for everybody that races that Lightning class, Thunder and Lightning, in contingency for Stark. And then I-35 is going to be sending out some gift cards and doing some stuff for us, as well as Woods Cycle Country. They're coming out, and they're going to be giving us some stuff. So still nailing down exactly what they're giving, but all these companies have committed. Some of them we have all the stuff here already. We got a long list of sponsors grown from last year, and just super pumped to be able to have all this stuff going on and this growing, and just it's been really nice this entire fall. Just, I mean, this whole entire year, right? There's been a lot of work and everything, but just seeing everything coalesce and come together, and the relationships. I've watched people come out here, go from sleeping in a tent to getting married to somebody and having a child with them, and now in an RV out here, right? So I've gotten to see Cycle Ranch actually firsthand create those relationships, and I've also gotten to hear about kids that have met out here and then went on to get married and now have their kids out here racing, right? So they met out here literally when they were kids, and now, 15 years later, maybe even 20 years later, they're out here with their family racing with the next generation. So seeing that kind of stuff is super heartwarming. And then I see a lot of people that don't have family out here find family or find relationships out here and become best of friends, and really just live life with like a beautiful growth mindset coming out here and just getting their throttle therapy and finding a community that actually believes in them, supports them, and is there to help them when it's tough or when it's easy. Like we all kind of push for the next level, and it's just really, really great to have that kind of community out here. So thank you everybody that's doing that. I'm going to get to the comments in just 1 second here. I see a few comments that came in, and I think it's really important to address them. So if I haven't addressed it, then just hang on. Just hang on 1 second, and I'm going to come back to you. So if you have a comment, drop it in right now. I'm about to get to that. The only other thing that I really wanted to make sure I got out there today is, if you are coming to race and you need fuel, or you need tires, or you need some specific parts for your bike or gear or whatever, like, go online to our website and order it in advance, right? We only have so much fuel and we're only going to stock so much fuel. We'll have a decent amount, but if you want to make sure that you have the tire that you want or the fuel that you want, these are like more expensive things that we can only stock so many of them. We already have like 60 some odd tires, right? So hopefully we have your size and model that you want. But if you want to guarantee it, go online and purchase it in advance, and we will set it aside for you or figure out a way to get it to you. Same thing with the fuel. We'll set it aside for you. Just let us know you want it for the USA Championships. Order it in advance, like now, like this weekend, like before Tuesday of next week, because VP, I don't think will be delivering the following week, right? Because it's a holiday weekend. So, or holiday week. So we really got to get all of our orders in Monday or Tuesday, the latest, right? So that's when I have to order by. So you need to order by Monday to guarantee that we will have the fuel for you come race day. So please, if you would like to have fuel or tires, go online, order it from our website right there. You can search right in the search box, Dunlop. Or you could just put MX14 and then you'll see all the MX14s. You'll see the tires or VP fuels and you can see it. Or you can use the AI chat or you can call us, whatever way you want to get to it. Let's get it taken care of early and ahead of time so you have everything you need here. And if it's something else you want to make sure we have, like just call us, message us. Well, first go on the website and see if we have it. Just purchase it, right? And then we'll set it aside for you. We got some really cool hoodies that, well, this is a t-shirt, right? Obviously. But we have some cool hoodies that are going to be just specific for this event. We also have a new shirt and hoodie that got this really cool Live Free, Ride Fast logo on it. So order that stuff in advance because we ran out. Tex-Mex, we ran out, sold out of everything really fast. So don't know what that's going to happen for this event, but the way you know you can get yours is to go online and order it first, right away. That all being said, let's get to the comments here. So first I'm going to go, I got some Facebook comments that I can see real easily. Lots of excitement ones. So we're excited that you're excited. We got one from Lee Pattison. So Lee, owner of Hidden Oak, if you know it, he and I sat together this morning and I showed him a little video of what the awards look like. So he knows firsthand what they look like. And here he is saying, definitely need a top 3 on those, right? So thank you, Lee, for commenting, dropping that in. And then we got a message from Duke here. It's a pretty long one. Let's see if it fits on the screen here. So it says, stop racetracks from racing on top of each other. Get track owners to actually understand business and how they are hurting their business to race against each other. It's ridiculous. It hurts racers, and tracks. The riders are fed up. This comment is directed at all of Texas, not one in particular. Duke, my friend, I could not agree more. I feel you. It's super frustrating. I myself, I'm a rider and racer first. Let me turn the light on here. I'm going to stay there. I'm just turning the light on. It's getting dark. So I'm a rider first, right? I got into this because I ride, I race, I do this, done this riding dirt bike since I was 11 years old when I came home with a CR60, right? And I've been very passionate about it ever since, passionate enough to make my whole life about riding dirt bikes. I was actually thinking about that today when I was working on one of the sections with Manny and Casey. And I'm like, wow, like I'm literally riding dirt bikes all the time. Like it's like the coolest thing ever. Like I'm like living my dream. And it took me to I'm going to be 47 soon. That's close to 50. To be able to do this. So like I'm through and through a racer, right? Like I race, I ride, and I ride to train to race. And I don't get to go to as many races as I'd like to get to go to because I own a track. Like I'm that invested in it that I own a track. And at my track, I don't just have one track. We have like 10 tracks here, depending on how we have the layout. If we include the trails and the side by side and kids track and the turn tracks and that track and the night track and the main track. So we got no shortage of places. I got no shortage of places to ride. It's like, it's one of the coolest things forever. And I feel so thankful to be in this position for me. Right. But not everybody maybe not everybody loves this sport and is in love with dirt bikes as much as I am. But it seems like the people around here, the people that come out here to Cycle Ranch are indeed somewhere close to me, right? I just assume they all love it as much as I do. Maybe even some more. So I'm with you as a rider and as a racer. And then as a track owner, man, I am baffled. I am so incredibly frustrated because I will put my calendar out well in advance for the whole year. Like last year, I had everything buttoned up out there in October for all of 2024. And all of 2024 out in October of 2023. And somehow, like the tracks that are closest to me that we should be working the most together in a series together, decide of all the dates to run the same time as me, to the point where our January race, I think I moved it like 3 times because I kept like moving it. And then they would schedule another race right on top of the new date. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, why are we doing this? This is ridiculous. How do I, and I'm like, I'm a believer in, I haven't always been this way, but for the last, call it 6-7 years, I have a protocol that the greater master always yields, right? I used to be a little more machismo. I'm just going to get it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show them, or whatever kind of thing, energy it was. But like, I'm just going to do my best to just always win, right? But like, I can do that on the track. I'd much rather do that on the track. I don't need to fight with any other track owner. And if there's any track owner that watches this, like, please, like, know this is my true intention. I don't need to fight with you. Like, I don't want to fight with any other track owner. I want to actually work with you and find a way to all coexist. And I have a pretty clear mind map that I did. It's giant. It's got all the tracks in Texas on it, how we could organize this. And it's just a theory that I have, right? I spent a lot of time thinking about this, but I can't tell people not to race, and I can't tell people what to do with their tracks, and I can't tell people they need to work with me. I could tell them all of that. They don't have to listen to me, right? So that's where it comes in to be a conundrum, right? So I'm not out to get anybody. I'm not mad at anybody. I think everybody's just doing their best to have a solid business model. There are probably 2 to 3 people that consistently try to compete with each other, and then we get caught in their crossfire, maybe a little bit, and somehow it becomes a thing where now I've got to like call up track owners and be like, what's going on? Like, I've had this date scheduled, been promoting this, been doing this, like Tex-Mex last year, and all of a sudden went from an empty weekend to 6 races on top of that race. And I was like, what? Like, guys, like, what are you doing? Like, why are we doing it this way? It's ridiculous. It's a pro-am, like, yield. Like, let me have a pro-am. I feel you, Duke. And I think that 2024 or 2025 is going to be a very telling year. Now, the ones that really have the power to make this change are actually the ones that are watching this right now. All of you riders, all of you racers, if you all got organized and didn't leave it up to the track owners or promoters who have a vested interest in a certain specific outcome, if you all got organized and said, okay, we want to have an organization, right? That, and this is how it's done where I grow up in the Northeast. We have the Metropolitan Sports Committee. Colorado has something very similar where the riders actually have a members club. It's similar to the AMA, but it's more local. And you guys all get a say. And then you contact the tracks and say, we want to come to your track on this date, right? And the tracks might, in the MSC, the tracks actually do have a vested interest, and they are also members at a track level, like track membership or an individual racer membership. And they all work together. And that's how they do it there. And they have a beautiful model that allows them to raise a lot of money for contingencies rather than here in Texas, we're all working in silo. Like I just went over all the contingencies that we have, and it's a lot. But if we were a part of a series and me and 5 other track owners work together to get this contingency, or I could go to the 20 companies that I mentioned and say, you're going to be at 5 rounds, and at the championship, we're going to be doing then we should be able to get even more than what we're getting right now to give back to you all. There's some creative ways to raise money around doing it that way too. So like, I'm a big fan of us as riders, like to put me aside as a track owner, right? As riders getting together and saying, this is the way we wanted to dictate. I think to assume that the track owners are going to get the same page and do it for the best of the industry of motocross, it's going to take a lot of pressure, consistent pressure from the racers. And I could be completely wrong. So just know, I completely could be wrong. And I think there's a spirit around it with some things, but then then the contracts don't necessarily match the conversations. And it's got to be an open forum, right? So ideally, it would be like a giant Zoom call with all of us track owners, every track owner in Texas, live, with every racer that wants to join. And you guys all witness what we're doing, and you all give us feedback. And everybody's got to be able to put their ego to the side and say, that sounds good, that sounds bad. And just accept it. Like, my idea could be the worst freaking idea. Like, I'm totally okay with that too, right? But I'm going to throw it out there. And maybe even if it's the worst idea, it spawns a better idea, right? So that's the way I look at it. You got to start somewhere. So I'm with you, Duke. I think a lot of racers, a lot of families, a lot of people are with you about this racing on top of each other nonsense. There are certain events where there is, certainly some respect given, right? Like where people do yield, like our USA Championships, there's nobody racing Thanksgiving weekend. That's a Cycle Ranch date. Everybody's known that we've done it. Obviously, there's mini O's in Florida and there's Day in the Dirt in California, but in the Central, we are the thing on Thanksgiving weekend, right? We've had that close to 20 years now, right? A couple of years off when I wasn't here, and this place was leased out. But people seem to respect that date. So thank you all that are respecting that date, right? I think the Pro Challenge at Swan, people respect that date. The GNC at Oak Hill, JS7, Spring-A-Ding, right? These dates get respected, right? People put that aside. But when it comes to the series, there's a little myopia going on in the track owners and promoters, or maybe people just really aren't sure how to get organized. So my request to you, Duke, is to get involved, help us make this better. My request to all the racers out there, riders out there, help us make it better. Like, show us, you got a way to do this. Like, please show us. Cause I've been on countless phone calls, the rented boardrooms, and gotten track owners together, and it's like lines to get created and quickly fall apart before things even get started. I'm not sure exactly why it all happens. And at the end of the day, like, I kind of have my hands full. Like, it's 6:00 at night on Friday. I'm not hanging out with my family once again, right? Because I'm working on Cycle Ranch stuff, and that might be a live feed, right? So it's not work, right? But it is like I'm doing this to get this message out there for you all, for you guys. So, and I started at about 6 o'clock this morning, right? So I'm at about 12 hours. I got a nice little 2-hour break and got to ride a little bit and even got a massage. So I got a 3-hour break and the 12 hours, so 9-hour day of working, I guess you'd call it. But I'm not done. I got more to do after this. And it's like that pretty much every day. Sometimes I forget what my wife looks like. So for me to take on and try to change the landscape of all of Texas motocross racing, it's not my responsibility at this moment in time. Right now, my responsibility is to Cycle Ranch and all the people that come out to Cycle Ranch to make this the best possible facility for you guys to visit. When this is operational without my consistent driving it forward, presence, whatever word you want to use for it, where I could my load lightened a little bit here. We're only 2 years back, so it's really early to be at that spot. Then I'm totally down to, I don't know where the balloons came from. I'm totally down to do more. So that's my take on the racing. I hope you guys get where I'm coming from and feel it. That being said, I'm going to turn my attention over to the Instagram for any comments. So if you got any comments, drop them in right now. Emily wanted to know, is anybody down to help smoke or make some turkeys this year? Right? Because there's a lot to be done and she can't do it all herself. I mean, she's Wonder Woman, it seems like. But yeah. So Blake asked, what day is it? It's both Saturday and Sunday, Blake. We're running both days. Cool to see a lot of people mentioning on Insta that they are going to be out here racing with us. Most of the comments we got. FXR industry superstar. Hey, if you want to work with us, like we would love to have you as part of the event. So let's talk. Let's definitely talk. FXR, I don't know if it's the same FXR, has sponsored in the past, but there's some changes there. So I'm not really sure, where that all stands. We just our person didn't get back to us. So that looks like everything for the time. So guys, ladies, if you've been part of this, please share the word. We are here. We're going to be racing in 2 weeks. Next week, we got training for the whole weekend, all the way to Wednesday, Thanksgiving dinner. Make sure you sign up for that. Make sure you are ready to go. Get your pre-entries in, all of that good stuff. And if you have any questions, DM us, call us, whatever it is. And we'll try to do more of these. I really appreciate your time tonight. I'm approaching an hour here, so I'm starting to lose my voice. Hopefully we see you guys tomorrow riding, because the track looks really good, and I'm going to definitely be out there racing or riding myself tomorrow. And hopefully Sunday, take Monday off and ride some more Tuesday. And Wednesday, we got a good group of guys training Tuesday and Wednesday, 10 a.m. If you want to join us this week, just shoot us a DM. God bless. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. If we do see you, come over and say hello. Thanks.